All right. It's Keep Off the Grass. We're getting into it. No music tonight, fellas.
Hey. Happy KOTG Tuesday.
When you got to put the kids to bed, that takes priority.
Right. Everybody.
All right. It's Keep Off the Grass.
Gotta mute that background.
That was me. I was watching like those montages of movie trailers for next year, and I forgot to mute my laptop earlier.
Oh, boy.
What's up, fellas?
I figured you were watching the Yellowstone season. Was it season 6 or season 5? Have you seen that trailer yet?
No. I need to check that out.
You have to check out the new trailer. If any of you guys watch Yellowstone, the new trailer's out for the next season. Looks pretty good. So
my wife and I binged it this winter. We were like, what is this show? My family kept talking about it. Oh, check it out. We're like, okay. Every night. It was like, I don't know, back when the Game of Thrones first came out, you just blast through all those episodes.
Yeah. I compare Yellowstone to Sons of Anarchy, but like country,
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of like the same thing, but
it's all about family and blowback and all that stuff.
There you go.
Well, welcome everybody to Keep Off the Grass. We got a special guest tonight. Mr. Ope is joining us this evening and talk a little bit about this cool thing that they're doing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Before we get into the show, let's all grab a glass, guys. Keep off.
Papa, this one's for you.
Did you say keep off the grass? Or you just said
keep off the
He's
grass.
Still just holding it up there.
Grab a glass and wait.
And just chill there for a little bit. What's up, everybody?
Hey, brother.
What's up?
Thanks for having me.
Long time no see.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Everybody's been busy, apparently, there's some grass to cut this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And Nate's got the world's ugliest shirt on the planet now, so that's good. Welcome to the party.
Man.
Side note, I just see Lawn Sauce in the chat. And I also just saw him in a story. I think he's somewhere in the middle of like Ohio or something like that in like Amish country.
That's right.
I'm surprised they even have reception or internet over there. So congrats on making it, buddy.
Yeah, I saw the Legoland stories and I was like, man, we got one in Kansas City, but it's not that epic, man. I was super jealous. So that's awesome. I hope you guys are having a blast.
Did you guys see a story about rolling up a hill or something like that? There's some hill, I think in Pennsylvania, where you put your car in neutral and you actually start rolling uphill.
What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Lawn Sauce. He did this whole little story about it.
Olee, is that mechanically possible, Olee?
Debunked.
We supposedly have something like that out here. It's where somebody got killed or something, and supposedly you go park there and he pushes you up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're gonna have to go check that out, Olee. We're gonna have to get some stories on that.
There you go.
I haven't messed with it since I was a teenager, so
that's a different kind of parking when you're a teenager.
That's true. Yeah. Wait, babe.
Well, I don't need any bad juju. So
it's something else taking you up the hill.
Yeah.
Stay away from there.
He'll push you up the hill and jump in the back of the truck. Come on with you, man.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, tonight we're talking about fall fertilizers. Most of us, I think, are cool season guys. We all live in the U.S. for the most part, and most of us are getting towards the end of our season. But hey, before we get into that, I wanted Chris to share something about
gravity.
Take it away, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing on gravity, but well, I guess kind of on gravity, depending on how you look at it.
Well, it's called Gravity Hills. Sorry.
Oh, no. Well, no, thanks for having me on. Bill texted me or threw me a message on Instagram like 20 minutes ago. He's like, hey, you want to shoot on here real quick? So no, I appreciate you guys taking some time and having me. But
to be fair, I did bring this up days ago.
True.
And
That's true. Does anybody reach out?
we all said yes. We all agreed on it. But then, yeah, Bill's like, hey, did anyone actually ask him? And we're like, oh, shit, no.
Yeah, no, that's all good. That's all good. No, this is
We run
cool.
a tight ship here on Keep
Yeah.
Off the Grass.
Yeah,
You know,
clearly.
So
everything's planned out.
it was planned. It just wasn't executed.
Wildly organized. It sounds just like my life, right? So no, thanks for having me on and giving me a couple minutes just to explain what's going on. So I guess over the course of the past couple months, it's been a little bit of a journey on our side. My wife got diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year in May, which kind of caught us off guard through a couple curveballs in our life. We've got 2 young kids, and it changed just kind of how our summer was planned and how the next couple of years were kind of planned in our heads, and just kind of got flipped upside down. Breast cancer has been in her life, everyone's affected by it in one way or another, but for her mom had the same kind of thing happen and the same experience happen, and went along the kind of the same journey that my wife ended up going on. Got a double mastectomy, and 14 years later or so, ended up getting it came back stage 4, and a few years later it just kind of took over, and she ended up passing away from that back in 2015. So it's obviously still kind of close into our mind, right? But outside of that, wife kind of goes along the same journey this year, in first couple of weeks in June. So within 30 days of finding out, double mastectomy. Now we're in the recovery period, all of those different things. So obviously hit us home, very close to home, but we quickly realized that, the more people we told, the more people we realized were in the same, shoes as we were, kind of fighting the same fight. And that support circle grew hour by hour, day by day, week by week. And there's a lot of people going through what my wife and what we are going through. And I think more than probably what the common person knows. A lot of people keep quiet about it. That's not really, I don't think, my style or my wife's style, but we wanted to do, something good for it. And to honor it, we knew October was kind of coming up. That's obviously Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She didn't really know about too much of this. She's like, how are you going to honor that with a lawn account? What are you going to do? Go mow a ribbon in the yard? And well, sure as shit, that was my plan. So that got toasted pretty quick. But she didn't really know, too much about, the other stuff. I wanted to do something in her honor and her mom's honor, obviously having metastatic breast cancer. I wanted to do something for a foundation, that actually took the donations and did something well with it, right? And put it directly towards research. So we made these shirts. So I don't know if you can see this, but you've assuredly seen them online, but the It's Mow Time shirts, we just turned them pink, put a ribbon on there. And then the It's Mowing for the Boobies shirt is what the campaign is called. So hashtag Mowing for the Boobies. We've got those on the Lawn Feed store. So shop.thelawnfeed.com. And $10 from every single shirt sold in October from our pink collection. You can't miss it. It's bright pink on the website. Will be donated to a nonprofit dedicated to metastatic breast cancer and support and awareness called Mediviver. So 100% of their donations goes directly to research, goes directly to pretty much everything that we wanted it to, and kind of sitting close to home. So that was kind of part one with it. So appreciate the consideration to kind of, pitch in, buy a shirt. The support has been unreal so far. We've got a lot to kind of give to Mediviver so far, and we're looking forward to getting that, as high as we possibly can by the end of the month. But the second part to that was the social aspect of it, sharing your story and dedicating what we love to do in our lawns and just go out and mow, whether it's a picture, whether it's a video or a story or whatever have you, similar to, kind of how someone would submit something on KOTG Lawn of the Week. Just put a hashtag Mowing for the Boobies in your post and dedicate it to someone that that either is or has been affected by breast cancer, just to show how big that circle can get and to show our support and really just to have that kind of social connection, whether we know people or not. We can just look at that hashtag and say, holy crap, at the end of the month, there's, hundreds or thousands of people doing the same thing that we're doing and trying to kind of make this movement out of it. So trying to turn something, kind of serious and, scary for a lot of people, and make it realize that, hey, there's a lot of people, on the same boat as we are, and making it kind of less scary and a little bit more fun to kind of deal with than it really is. Right. So that's that.
We're all about the boobies here on Keep Off the Grass too. So absolutely. I may have to do do a belated mow, because I don't know that I'll be able to mow. I might try to sneak one in at the end just before Halloween if I can. So that'll be my contribution.
Yeah. You're gonna be pushing it. Pushing it.
Right in the wire.
That's
awesome, man.
I was actually talking to my wife just last night. I was watching her videos, and whatnot, and talking to her about it. And I was like, I should try to do it in our front yard. The problem is can you actually see it? Obviously with your drone shots, you get up and above and see it.
Sure.
Can you see it, like staring like out the back, like looking at your backyard? Can you see it? I know it faces the other way, but can you see it? Or
yeah, you can, and I've got a hill on mine, so it kind of slants down a little bit. If it was flat, it'd be a little bit harder, but obviously from the second story, you can definitely tell it's there. Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't. I guess I should preface, it doesn't have to be the cool ribbon that I did, right? I did that just to try to be creative and kind of as a surprise that my wife totally spoiled. It can just be a regular mow, right? So just post it, and if you're just mowing your lawn, which we're out there a lot, doesn't have to be creative, right? Just get out there and dedicate it. So
Nate, you're opposed to like wavy stripes, but what if you had like two big round circular stripes in your lawn?
I'm all about that.
Buffeted by straight stripes,
I've tried to tell Olee to do that before, like in his yard, just put two big old titties right in his yard. You know what I mean? So Ope, how did you do it with your mower, or did you get a broom out, or how did you lay it out? Because it looks very symmetrical and it looks good.
Looks good.
I'm imagining doing mine in like the top ribbon's about this big, and yeah. So I'm just
it's blowing in the wind. That's why it looks like that. Yeah.
It's actually super funny. I didn't measure it at all. I stood with one, on one side, and I literally just like shuffled my way around like with my feet and made a ribbon and just kind of traced it. That was all done awesome with the recycler and the lawn striper.
That's awesome.
And I touched up maybe the corners with like, a rake or something like that. But I for lack of a better, term, just kind of winged it, whatever it is. And it turned out all right. A lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. That's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks great, man.
I mean, like I said, symmetrically, it looks really good, and like your tails and everything, they end in the same spot. But I was analyzing it, I was like, dang, like that's really good,
So yeah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate
over
it.
here, like that's got to be Photoshop. That's not real. Come on. He's like,
no, I just painted it, guys.
Enhance. Yeah.
So for those that haven't seen it yet, I don't have a big picture of it, but I'll pull it up right here.
Yeah,
you see it.
The drone shots just look so good because you can really see kind of, I don't know, sometimes at ground level, if you don't have a hill, it's tough.
The drone is fun. Yeah. That's for sure.
So tell me about this neighbor challenge you got going on, because I see this guy to your right. He's giving you a run for your money.
He is. So he's actually the person. So that's funny. When we built, he was like the only house on our street, and like the first time I met that guy, he was out there just, he's out on his John Deere tractor mowing his lawn straight as an arrow, and his stripes look just killer every single time. And I was like, thank God. We built next to someone who actually, cares about their lawn
a little bit.
He's got some real dark green going on. Give him credit. Yeah, it's pretty solid. So.
Do you know what his grass type is? Have you guys talked much about that, or?
Yeah, so he's got, I think, I don't think he's blended in anything else besides Kentucky bluegrass. So it's 100% Kentucky
100%.
bluegrass. He might have like some random stuff, up against the curb and whatnot, but yeah, it's real dark.
And what's yours? Is yours fescue?
Kentucky bluegrass and perennial ryegrass.
Okay.
And this overseed was 100% Kentucky blue.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Trying to darken it up a bit, huh?
Trying to.
It's nice to have
I
a
gotta
neighbor to
catch 'em.
kind of, he's got to keep you on your toes, right? You can't
He
be
does.
slacking.
He does. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's no doubt. No doubt. So,
That's awesome.
hey, and before I forget, it's Vince's birthday today. So just wish him
Aw.
a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
But
Happy
That's
birthday,
awesome.
Rooted.
Yeah.
2-time champ,
Yeah,
I think.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think he is. Yeah, I
So,
believe
I
he
need
is.
to like make it. I need to get like a list. We've had so many. It's hard
Yeah.
to keep track. Like, shit, did he win already? Christ, I don't know. Maybe.
Speaking of that, where's the belt?
Where's
all-
the belt?
That's kind of like our own hashtag now. Is where's the belt?
Hashtag where the F is the belt? Because we got GIE coming up in a couple weeks. And
Ooh, that'd be fun to have it there. Yeah.
whoever has it, whoever has it needs to get it shipped to either me, Olee, or Zach, like ASAP, or if whoever has it's going to GIE, just bring it to GIE and walk up into that bad boy with that thing over your shoulder. So
Maybe that's what they're waiting for.
That's the better option.
that would be,
Ooh.
if that thing just randomly showed up there with someone, that would be cool as hell too, but it's got to make an appearance. So
Oh man, pictures galore.
operation, find out where the belt is. Okay. No, appreciate you coming on, Ope. Thanks for sharing your story. And like I said, hopefully, we can use the lawn care community to raise awareness and hopefully raise some funds and support that cause. So,
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on, and let's have some fun with it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mowing
so-
for the boobies.
Let me ask you. So the topic is fall fertilizer. What are you doing now? Are you all kind of wrapped up for the season? You got a few more mows in you because it's coming in October and you're mowing for the boobies. Like, what are your fall fertilizer plans?
Yeah. I've got the fall is always interesting because you never know when it's going to end. It's supposed to be like 36 up here on Friday, which is super awesome. But then, we got, the warmer weather, the second fall, the actual fall that's coming up later. So that could last 1 or 4 weeks. It just depends. But, yeah, I don't try to do like a blitz or, anything like that where it's just throw as much crap down as possible. But, I try to save it for about a pound and a half ish, towards the fall, and depending on where I'm at.
What do you target for a year?
This year's been different. I really lost track this year, but it's usually about 3.5, 3.25.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 3 3/4. Depending on the needs and all of those things, but
yeah.
And I'll be completely honest, I have no clue where I'm at this year, just with how everything panned out this year. But yeah, I try to save for about a pound and a half between 2 or 3 applications, between Labor Day and whenever it ends. And I'll, usually throw, a light one down. Whether this is right or wrong, I have no idea, but I've been doing it every year and it seems to work. After the ground is completely frozen, and it pops through the next spring and from the snow melt, and no clue if that's right, but that's what I've been doing.
So when you do your essentially your renovation, whether it's a full renovation, an overseed, or just kind of, throwing some new seed down to, whatever's died off, do you go through with a starter fertilizer?
For an overseed?
Yeah. So
yeah, for if it's bare, I put like a full app. If it's for an overseed, I try not to do anything more than just like a half recommended app on like a starter. Just because I've always had trouble with the existing grass, so shading everything out.
Taking off. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're putting stuff down all year, depending on when you do that overseed, you should be okay.
Yeah, that was one comment I was going to make was like I've noticed with starter fertilizer is it's very high in nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like and obviously you get your phos as well, but your nitrogen, and as you talked about, your existing grass tends to shoot up and take off and can overshade it. But also, like, I remember when I did mine, like, I think it was last year, when I was tracking everything and getting very detailed to what I was doing, I wasn't really accounting for that like 0.75 pounds that I was going to put down. And so when I got to that point and I threw that in, I was like, oh, like that was like, I hit my target for the year at like Labor Day, which I was still planning, do like a half pound and a half pound, and granted, if you go over by a quarter pound, not the end of the world, by any means. So I, targeted 4 and I ended up with 4.25, but it was just one of those things where me as, DIY and amateur at the time, I didn't realize that the starter fertilizer was so high in nitrogen. And just when I did it, I wasn't planning that as well as I thought of, so that it caught me off guard for my fall plans last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, this overseed, I didn't even put starter down. And it seemed to actually take off pretty well. We'll see if that bites me in the ass later on, but so far so good.
Yeah, like
I did a overseed this weekend, and I'm trying Propete as my overseed fertilizer mixed with a fossil to get the phosphorus, and I'm hoping that, like you guys were saying, if you get too much overgrowth with existing turf, it'll crowd out your baby grass, and that's always been my concern. Kind of what I've taught, because it takes, it could take 2 weeks before you get real good germination with some of the grass seed there. So I'm thinking, if it's Propete, it's kind of that natural slow release. Maybe it won't suck out from the existing turf and it'll just take more time. That way it'll be available for when the babies grow, but it's not like everything's quick release and you're getting, way too much nitrogen. Anyway, so that's my hope. So we'll see if it actually pans out.
What NPK for Propete did you go with?
I went with the 1704.
Okay.
So it's probably not as much potassium as probably could have done, but then there was the fossil, whatever that is, like, I think it was like 20, something like that.
So really, you almost like made your own starter fertilizers.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's all kind of slow. And that when we had John on last time, that's what he was talking about. Is he's like, hey, try the fossil. You probably won't see results till next spring, but it's there, it's available. And then I put down the 1704, for the other components of it with the slow release, thought process anyway. So we'll see how it turns out. I've done I've done overseeding pretty much every fall for the past 4 years now, but I got 3 different lawns. So it's like I've started over a few times. So I'm always doing something. Last year I used the Anderson's starter fertilizer with my overseed, but that was like I kind of cleared out a lot of the existing grass. So probably depends on maybe what specifically you're doing in the fall as far as what product you choose, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you've done it 3 or 4 times. So now you have like some experience to talk on of maybe what works, what doesn't work, or you know what, I did 4 different things and it all turned out just fine. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really, matter. It doesn't really matter that much, so.
Yeah. I think there's a difference if your current grass, maybe like you Ope, you already have a pretty good base. You're going to overseed anyway, but it's not like it's not like your grass is in bad shape to start with. You're just kind of maintaining or taking it up too. So that, in those cases, it may not be as important either versus somebody who's starting from like bare dirt.
Right.
So we didn't plan this build, but I actually put down the exact combination that you did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I still had some. I've got quite a bit of fossil. I've been to Propete twice already, and they like to give me a bag or so when I leave. So I had like a 25-pound bag of fossil that I hadn't used up yet. So I ended up putting that down and then clearing out, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys do the same thing as this, but like, come fall time, we're going to start getting ready to pack away our fertilizer. And so maybe we're going to use up whatever we've got left, a little bit of here, a little bit there. And so, I grabbed the rest of my 1704 and put that down. I'm going to put some more down. I think end of October, beginning of November. That's when I blow out sprinklers and stuff for the year. So I just put down whatever I had left in the bucket there of 1704. So I'll probably put a little bit more down, but yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be, Brian, to your point, that was going to be a question I was going to ask was, those in the chat or even you guys, there's 2 different approaches. You can either hit fall time, you need some garage space, you need some shelf space. So you just take all your partial bags, and you can figure out each bag. Okay, I got 5 pounds of this, and you could figure out all the NPK and how many pounds and, mix it together, throw it down, or however you want to do it, and then get rid of it all. Or, you store it in the spring, and then at springtime, you kind of do the same thing where you get rid of it and start new. But I was going to ask you guys, and Brian, you alluded to it, but does anyone else do that where, because I was thinking about tonight, I have a partial bag of something. And I'm like, God, I just don't want that to sit till next spring. So it crossed my mind just to, I should just, mix it in, or just throw it on this section of the lawn, probably take it up on my damn hill or something like that. Throw it up on the hill, but
I mean, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to get rid of it. I got Home Depot tubs, the big round ones, and I got 2 of them just so I could, because I have a giant bag of tenacity and I got a giant bag of prodiamine. I'm not going to use all that one season, but I want it to be closed and sealed. So I put them in those tubs, and I got the label so I don't, so I remember the ratios and stuff. But that's how I store those guys. And if you get something like that for your fertilizer, you can probably do that too if you don't figure out a way to throw it down.
So do you leave it in your garage all winter, or do you take it and like throw it in your basement?
Oh, I got it down in my basement here. There's a little room in there where I got it all. Yeah, nice. So I bring it inside, and that's at least I will. I haven't been here for winter yet, but that's my plan.
Gotcha. So
close that door. It's going to stink like that.
Yeah. So it's a matter of, do you want to store it over the winter and use it in spring, or do you want to use it now and basically store it on your grass all winter long? Because sometimes, like the Pro-Pete stuff, it's slow release. So over the next 3 months, and it's going to get cool enough that, and I did this last year, so it's going to get cool enough that it'll eventually stop, and it'll start kind of itself back up in the spring, start getting more of the nutrients that hadn't broken down. But over the winter, snow and melting and stuff is going to continue to water itself in to the ground, which I really liked.
Ryan, when is your guys's statistically, when's your like first frost?
It's end of October, beginning of November, for the last couple of years that I've been here. So like I said, typically around Halloween time is when we try to blow out sprinkler lines, because that's when it's going to start frosting and freezing, and you got to get the water out of there and stuff for the year. So I would say probably more or less the beginning of November is when it starts frosting. Like right now we're mid 70s for the high and mid 40s for the low. So it's just a nice, perfect time for the next month or so.
Ope, you're the farthest north. What about you? What's your statistically? I don't know if you've ever looked it up, but there's like I found some websites where it shows, like 50% of the years it's been this date, and 90% of the years it's been this date. So you can kind of go like that and roll the dice a little bit. But when you get to 90%, I'm like, okay, that's I'm gonna take that as it's definitely gonna frost by that date.
Statistically, I have no idea. We've already had our first frost, so that's been fun.
Was it a hard frost or just like a
no?
Like here in Iowa, I saw like Ryan Nord posted that he had frost, but I didn't in my lawn, and I'm half hour from him, and we had nothing in our neighborhood. So
yeah, it was on there for maybe, I don't know, 30-40 minutes. That's about it. Gotcha. So no, it wasn't too bad, and it was only one day. Statistically, I think you're probably looking in the first week, middle of October.
Okay, that's why I was expecting kind of mid-October for you guys, because we're late October. And generally speaking, 2 to 3, maybe a month at the max, kind of apart. But
yeah, that's about right.
Nice. So the question I was going to ask, this is what I was leading into, was fall fertilizer and frost. Do you guys look at when that kind of first frost is going to be, and do you plan backwards from that from a fertilizer standpoint, or are you still, hey, it's going to frost in mid-October and I'm still throwing stuff down? Or are you trying to essentially line them up where, let's say you have a 6-week release, you're hitting that week 6 kind of on that frost date, so you're not trying to push growth at the same time that your frost is going to come in and essentially start stopping growth? What's your guys' approach?
I would say I try to time it with the frost and cold weather, like, can I get the fertilizer down in time for it to fully, I don't know the word I'm looking for, give the nutrients to the grass by the time it stops, before times it starts slowing down. And then I also have done the fall preparing for spring. So I put the fertilizer down, right before, like I said, fertilize again right before the frost, but that's just for preparation in the springtime. But I do try to go backwards from the beginning of November. Okay, if I got this stuff that's 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever, if I put that down, it's going to last until that time. So sure, yeah.
So when you're planning your fall fertilizer, are you looking at slow release, or are you looking at like a synthetic quick release product? Are you specifically using one, or just kind of whatever you got, you go with and you plan around it? Olee, I guess go ahead, Brian, you answer, and then Olee, I'd like to know your kind of thoughts on that, because you essentially really don't have a hard frost, and I mean, hell, you don't even drain your pool. You know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of want to get your take on that too. So Brian, go ahead, and then Olee answer that too.
Yeah. So I mean, it is whatever I have, right? So I don't specifically go out and buy fertilizer, say, okay, well, this stuff's 6 weeks out, I'm going to use this stuff up 6 weeks prior. So if I've got something in the garage, I've got a couple different NPKs that I use throughout the year. And so, I have the 1704 that I use for fall time. And so I prepare that based off of what I already have. If I hear a good deal at Walmart, maybe I'll go grab some real quick and throw it down if it's quick release stuff. But normally most of my granular fertilizer is propete stuff, which is a slow release. So I got to plan it all out from that part of it. All right, Olee, what do you got?
As far as in the fall?
Yeah.
I like something with ammonium sulfate as far as the fall. And, normally in the fall, you're pushing a little bit to where you can get root growth. You want to get things, that's the time to recover. Basically, you're recovering from all summer stress, drought, whatever. And hopefully by the fall, as far as my fall, you already have germination. You got seedlings that are needing to be fed. Start pushing them before it gets too cold, possibly, because you want to get some growth on them to where if you get a harsh winter, it doesn't kill the seedlings, So I like something with like ammonium sulfate, and plus ammonium sulfate based stuff is faster release, but it's also more stable, like it'll stay there until it's needed type deal. But so I'll probably hit mine after 30 days after germination, which I hadn't got grass seed down yet. I'm trying like crazy, but I ain't made it there at home. I have it at the shop, but not at home. But
you've been pulling up all sorts of stuff out of your grass this past weekend, right? What all were you working on this weekend to get ready?
Trying to get it mowed low.
Yeah.
But the spots that did not suffer from the gray leaf spot, it's crazy. It's like carpet. It's insanely crazy thick. So luckily a buddy of mine, he had a mower with a vacuum system on it, and he let me borrow it. I got it late last night, and
nice.
Now the field, 1 acre, is totally mowed to 3 inches and clean, and actually started plugging a little bit this evening. Me and my little girl got on the tractor and started rolling a little bit till it got dark. So
awesome.
Are you gonna aerate it, or are you gonna aerovate?
I'm using core plugger because we got some decent moisture, and so I'm gonna use it this year.
Gotcha.
And plus it's quicker. You can run a whole lot more ground speed with it than the aerovator. The aerovator, and it's a slow process.
Gotcha. Are you gonna go over it like once? Are you gonna north, south, east, west type thing? Or are you gonna hammer the hell out of it, or what are you gonna
do? I'll probably hit it 2 directions, probably, just to, like I say, there's places
front
and the back.
From the front and the back.
Be easy now. Be easy.
You just got it.
Yeah, no, I had it. I was just gonna say something. I'm about whoop, man. I've been in the sun. It's crazy. It's about 40 degrees at night here. It's chilly in the mornings, but it's back to hitting 70 during the day. I feel sunburnt and I'm whipped. I started raking a bunch of it to start with and putting it in the wheel bar. And then I took the mower and started pushing it into windrows, and then went and got a 20 by 20 tarp and started doing that. And I'm whipped. I need some, something.
I don't even think I
Rest.
would do that for my own lawn, let alone 3 acres. So,
Well, I got 1 acre ready. Now I got the other 2 to fight. So
gotcha.
I'll get there.
Gotcha.
Well, hey, we were thinking, have an Ope on tonight and mowing for the boobies. What if we did what if we gave away a t-shirt to somebody in the live chat tonight? What do you guys think about that?
Let's do it. Do it
Yeah.
up.
All
I
right.
like it.
All right. What,
And the first person that buys a shirt, if you can track that, we'll send them a gallon. Whoever's the first to buy one, if there's some way to track it, we'll send them a gallon of some darker green.
There's a
Starting right now.
There's definitely
now,
way
yeah.
there's definitely way of tracking that.
Okay.
That'd be
If you don't want to wait for the wheel, for everyone who doesn't win, I've activated a code for today and tomorrow only. KOTG 15. Get 15% off your entire order.
Awesome.
On thelawnfeed.com. Shop.thelawnfeed.com. But we're gonna give away one of these guys. I don't know if you can see it.
I like it.
It's really your choice. Anything in our pink collection. It's mow time. It's for the boobies. We have this in black. And then if you want like an Ope shirt, that's available too. But primarily those 2, you guys can do whatever you want. So yeah, let's give one away.
How long would it take you to get one in your store where you do the pink shirt with white letters? Make that pink pop.
So I tried to do the pink. They don't have them. So these are super soft shirts, and I'm super picky about shirts. I didn't want to like sell something that like you got and was super disappointed in. They don't have a great pink option, and I was kind of disappointed. So that's why we have white and black.
Gotcha.
That's kind of what it is. We're looking for it for maybe next year, but
No, that makes sense.
yeah.
I ordered one, but I don't remember which one I got. So I will be surprised when it arrives.
I
So I
like
have to
it.
figure out some way to make a post wearing it. I can do that even if I'm not mowing. I'll rock the shirt sometime
Love
this
that.
month.
Love that.
So what is the entry word for the live chat?
Oh yeah, what should they type in the live chat?
Gotta be boobies.
Boobies.
Save the boobies.
Boobies.
Gotta have an S on there, not singular.
Not singular.
LTZ's just got booby. It's got to be boobies.
He was
Same
ready
brand.
for it though. He was ready for the
So,
He knows
I've
what
had
our humor is.
a couple people have asked what the website is again. Can you just repeat it and make sure everyone's clear?
Type it in the chat.
shop.thelawnfeed.com. Or just go to the link in my bio.
There you go.
Yeah, on Instagram.
And who are
Yeah.
you again?
My name is Ope. It's mow time.
All right.
I see Zach just put blowjobs for boobs. I don't know if that's eligible or not. So,
Oh man.
yeah. So if
It's
you want to,
awesome.
If he was here, I'd count it, but he's not.
yeah.
we also
so-
have Lawn of the Week this week too. We didn't do one last week.
No, we did not. We're saving up for this week.
True.
So,
Should we do it now or should we?
yeah.
What do you think?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it now. Then we'll chat a little bit about fall fertilizer a little bit more, and then we can give a shirt away and wrap this baby up.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So for the uninitiated, if you don't already know, Lawn of the Week, KOTG Lawn of the Week. It's this weekly contest we have. We all follow the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. And we ask anybody that, wants to post a picture of their lawn or do a reel, use that hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. And we're kind of scouring them each week and shooting lawns back and forth. And we'll choose the one that we like the best that we've seen here and nominate or, choose them for KOTG Lawn of the Week. That's where the belt comes into play. That's where the eternal bragging rights come into play. And also John with Pro Pete has been gracious enough to partner with us, and the winners get a bag of Pro Pete fertilizer or the fossil product, either of their choice, 25-pound bag, whatever's available on homedepot.com. and they'll get it out to you. If you're international, we can't ship fertilizer international, but swag can be headed your way. Yeah, for now. But anyway, so this week, the winner, he's actually been posting us a lot and he's been looking really good. I don't know. I think he's up in Canada, but it's my real kick grass lawn up north, looking good.
And I don't think we have a picture, right? Zach might
No,
go-
Zach had him, but I don't think he's able to jump on. But so we don't have a picture.
Brian, can you pull it up?
And do the wheel. Yeah,
Maybe.
a second. I only got two hands here, so I would, but I can't.
I usually just type with one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's another Kentucky bluegrass perennial ryegrass combo up there. And I was just thinking, when does his season end? How far north is he? I don't know. I don't know when his season's up.
Doesn't Canada have like 6 weeks of growing season?
Something like
That's
that.
about it.
Let's see if I can pull him up real quick.
He real mows too, right?
Yeah.
It was-
See,
Yeah,
I
he's
believe-
got, I think, an Allet, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's real mode. Doesn't he have an orange
Yeah.
swordman?
Oh, it's that guy.
I think
Yeah.
it's an orange swordman.
It's another one of these guys with a golf course in his backyard. Get out of here. Come on now. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. I've seen his. That looks
Yeah.
real good,
Yeah.
real good. And he's from Canada, so he's my neighbor. So cheers.
Yeah.
Eh?
When we were talking about it earlier, I was thinking to myself, does Pro Pete go to Canada? Brian, do you know anything about that? Do they?
I don't know. I'll have to check with them. I'm guessing there's some kind of international laws
Yes.
still there too, but
Yeah,
Canada's
I wonder.
Canada's
They're
very
strict.
strict. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
wasn't
they don't use
When-
prodiamine up there. I don't think people have asked me like, I can't
Yeah.
get it anywhere.
they said? I
Bummer.
know. I was talking to a guy that says they can't use
You need to look
Malorganite
at
either.
the chat. Answer a few questions. Open the chat.
Ooh.
Huh?
What do you see?
Oh,
Oh, where can
What?
they donate? Ooh, do you guys have any kind of donation options or recommendations?
So as of right now, we're just doing the store. So if you guys want to do a donation or anything like that, we're just as of right now we're doing the store. It's a great question. I might have something later this month, but
You have to take a T-shirt.
Yeah, go-
you
go
gotta
get it.
wear it. Come
go
on.
get a t-shirt. Damn it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for the inquiry on that though. That's awesome. So if you guys are interested in doing something like that, we are going straight to Metaviver. You can look that up. If you just Google Metaviver, they'll be the first one to pop up. We're not looking to have an ego, cut a huge check or anything like that, but like I said, we're just trying to have some fun with it, and we'll look into that solution probably in the next couple of days if that's something you guys are interested in. But yeah,
Yeah.
but go buy a shirt.
Yeah, the other thing we'll do is right now, for the live chat, you have the option. I don't even know what it's called. My chat's actually not working right now, so I can't even see what's going on. But there's the option to donate money through the live chat. I don't even know what it's called. If one of you guys do, chime in. But I know there's an option where you can donate, $5, $10, whatever, just straight in the live chat, and that would essentially go to KOTG. So I will say whatever we get raised tonight, then we'll turn that over to Ope and pass that on to him. We'll figure out how all the logistics work with that, but
pull it out.
but yeah, we'll figure that out, and we'll figure all that out. But that's something we can do, is whatever's raised in the chat tonight. Like I said, I can't see anything that's going on, so I don't even know if anyone has yet, or if they come through, I don't know. But we'll do that for the rest of the show.
You guys
I wanted
kick
to
ass,
ask you
man. That's
guys-
awesome.
Super chat. Yeah, it's a
Super
super
chat.
chat. So we'll find a way.
I've heard people, I think I've heard people say, you want to get a lot of phosphorus to like promote root growth going into the winter, which in my mind, that sounds logical. You want to, the whole like up, down, all around type, whatever. But I don't remember who or where I've heard it, but the other folks said that, that doesn't really pan out. Like it doesn't really show to be that big of an impact. Where do you guys stand on like, do you just put down, I mean, does it really matter what fertilizer you put down as long as you're not overdoing it on something? Should it be like a balanced ratio type fertilizer? What do you guys think?
I think it depends. I think it depends on your soil sample and what you need. You know what I mean? I think throughout your year, what are you targeting? What's your plan? You know, if you're going into it without a soil sample, then obviously just hit it with a balanced approach. But at the same time, you don't know what you have too much of, not enough of. So it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, there's Lawn of the Week right there.
Yeah, I'm done with the wheel, so it'll pull it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's got that and that one.
That's nice. That's a domination line there.
Lord.
Whew. The neighbors doesn't look bad. It's just two different yards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Looks cool.
Yeah, he's got a little golf
putting green.
Yeah.
back there.
That thing looks smooth too.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's gotta be fun for backyard.
Yeah, that's
barbecues.
crazy for
Got a
camp.
bunker back there.
Yeah. He's out there in the lawn chipping away. Yeah. That's pretty
just-
sweet.
Yeah, so he can practice out of his hand. My question is what if you're chipping onto the green and you hit the wood trimming around the bunker? How's
That's
that
gonna
work?
ricochet off there.
Right.
So
Dang.
Like a miniature
Yeah.
golf course.
but Bill, back to your question, I think, like I said, I think it depends on what your strategy is for the year. I guess I've always seen kind of the general idea of in the spring and the fall, use a synthetic quick release. And then, in the summertime, use more of an organic slow release. That's always kind of my mantra that I went off of, and I've kind of tried following. Not to say it's right or wrong, but I know also, I can't quote the study or, I don't know what the website is, but I know there are studies out there that the later you get into the fall, the later you apply the fertilizer, the less effective it is. I don't know the percentages. I don't know the websites. I can't tell you that stuff. There's other podcasts. There's other groups out here that could probably tell you right off the top of their head, but they are out there, and it does prove and it does show that, like I said, if you wait up until frost or, your Halloween time, and you're hammering it with nitrogen, it's less effective.
Yeah.
So I would encourage people to start earlier and get it in and let the soil absorb it, retain it, unlock it or whatever. And then that's going to store it for when it comes back to the spring. You don't want it sitting on top, and not releasing or whatever, because you could theoretically have some rain or some snow or any leaching or, runoff or whatever it is, and that you would lose some of that. So if anyone knows websites or those studies, by all means mention them, but
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I remember seeing something like that. It was from one of the EDU ones. I think it was from up here, it's either Minnesota or Wisconsin. I can't remember which one. But it was effectively just like the percentage of uptake that the plant actually took in. And if you spread the exact same amount of fertilizer, it was the percentage that the actual plant was able to uptake as the time went on, and the percentages just dropped, which means that's just sitting kind of in the soil, right? It's not the plant. It doesn't actually benefit it. It'll still take some, but it's not going to take enough.
it's not as effective.
Not as effective, like you
Yeah.
said, right?
So
You're getting to that point where it's a little bit too little too late, like
well,
you can put it down, but it's not going to do any good. So you're too late to the game.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're wasting money.
Right.
Exactly.
If you spend $50 on a bag, and let's just say you get 10% uptake, whereas you spend that same $50 on that bag, you're 2 weeks earlier and you get, 20%. Well, there you go. You know what I mean? So it's there is some science behind it in regards to timing and all that. So
that also
These studies
depends
too.
on what source of nitrogen you're putting down.
completely. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then if you're not careful, you put stuff down in the fall, and then when it rolls around the spring and the spring flush takes off,
Oh,
and then that fertilizer takes off because it's been laying there, and then you're mowing every day and a half. So
should I do that in the spring anyways? It seems like
That's true, man. Those are fun times.
man, we got $19.99, $20, $19.99.
Yeah. You guys all kick
It's
ass.
awesome.
This is sweet.
Thanks, you guys.
Hey,
Thank
Brian,
you so much.
Brian, can you also add that up, by the way?
Brian's gonna kick your ass.
Well, he's not
Take
going.
advantage.
Brian's not going to GIE, so he can't punch me in the eye. So
Now he's gonna have to.
I know exactly. But
So really, if if you're just coming out of summer, it's starting to cool off, you're finally having those nights where it's starting to get kind of crisp. That's probably a good window to where you could put something down because you got more than enough time before it starts getting cold. So for me, I knew I was going to be doing all this overseeding and I knew the weekend I had available to do it. If I wasn't doing it this year, I probably would have put some fertilizer down. Maybe mid-September is probably when I would have done one because I like those slow release granule, like Brian was saying. I think that's easier. It's kind of foolproof in a sense, like you're not going to do too much and burn the lawn. And then you just kind of irrigate. I had the sprinklers out still. Make sure you water it in. But that's the lawn was already looking pretty good as it was, and I knew I wanted to cut it short, so I didn't. Probably next year I would do something like that, mid-September.
Yeah. So do you guys, on the same note, like, are you guys focused all granular in the fall, or are you looking at any liquids?
I have a bottle of Simple Lawn. I might do maybe 2 or 3 weeks after my overseed, just to kind of give it, hopefully if I see germination by then, give it a little bit of something there. It's a big lawn, so it would be a light application, but I figured, wouldn't hurt to throw that down.
Yeah. We just put some Simple Lawn Solution 1648 down on the softball field today. So
nice. All right, dude. Great minds think alike. How's the field looking, by the way?
Good. Yeah. Like I said, I'm my hope and my strategy is to kind of, work on it this fall, get it good, but I'm also trying to try and push it a little bit. So springtime it comes back, and because really once they start their season playing, I'm not going to be able to really, I don't want to go out there and have to mess with it as much as possible. So I'm hoping to kind of get it to the point where it comes in the spring and looks really, really good, and I can just maintain it. So I don't want to have to
good so it can hold up, hopefully.
Yeah. I just don't want to push a ton of growth while they're trying to play and mow and like, hey, you're gonna have to mow every, three times a week while the softball season's going on versus you know what I mean? So
like, come on, guys, I got my own yard to mow. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the plan.
So Olee, when are you going to be seeding? How much, you said you got 2 more acres left to go. What's your time frame? What are you looking at here?
I'm hoping this week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. I really wanted it down before that storm. And I run out of gas. I was just whipped. I just couldn't do it. Now I got the shop seeded, and we got 3 inches of rain over 2 days. That was just steady, perfect soaking rain. And I would love to had seed down here, getting that rain to where I wouldn't have to drag sprinklers and everything else. But
was that from the hurricane?
Yes. Yeah. We got some wind, but not bad. But we just got a good soaking rain.
That's kind of nice for you guys. Shoot.
Yeah, we needed it. We're dry this year.
Yeah, we haven't had rain at all. I don't remember the last time we actually had like more than just like a small drizzle that was gone, within minutes. It's been pretty dry. I'd have to go back and look to see when the last rain we had was.
Something like that up here too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Well, boys, Brian, should we spin that wheel? What do you think? We got one of those kick-ass tunes.
Yeah, I was just trying to pick one out. You guys caught me off guard. I wasn't so hopefully I got something good to go along with tonight. So without further ado, let me share the screen. All right, so we got 36 entries.
That's awesome.
Hey, right on. That's cool colors, man.
That is a cool wheel, Brian. Great job.
Thanks. All right, so this is for the winner of the shirt, and good luck. Let me go full screen.
Wow.
I got to shuffle it. Almost forgot.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You should have done 2 for 2 boobies.
Oh, I don't want to do 3. I don't know how to take that back, but I don't know. We'll
The
just go
total
full
recall.
screen
We're
here.
good.
All right, here we go. Good luck. Dang.
Hey,
Looks
former
like
KOTG
Nate's
Lawn of the Week.
hat and shirt gave this guy some luck, man. Hawkeye Corvette boy.
Hawkeye guy.
It's coming to Iowa.
Love it. I love it. Well, cool.
Congrats.
Brian, I don't know how you want to do that. You could either just message me on Instagram, all of your stuff. Size, they run small.
Yeah.
So size and address, and I'll get that out to you.
Right on.
And then the first the first person to purchase something on our store gets whatever Olee said. I think that was liquid iron.
Liquid iron, a gallon. Simple Loan Solutions, darker.
For the jugs.
Boom. So head on over to the store, shop.thelawnfeed.com. Use KOTG 15 to get 15% off your entire order. And
I did see someone made a comment earlier that said they'd bought one.
It was a Scion TC 1291. We'll see though.
I will confirm that later tonight and let you guys know.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I put his order number on there. So yeah. Ope will verify that and get with you on it. Well, I guess they probably gave you information you could message them about Ope.
Oh,
Like they probably have an email address or something you can get to them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm looking it up right now. Ryan Quick was our first.
Hey, that's awesome.
Ryan Quick.
That was quick, man.
It was the second.
Yeah, it was the second. Yeah.
It's all.
Just that one?
Wesley. And
Wesley G.
there's a couple others that I don't recognize the name of.
Okay.
That might be new ones, but
all right. Well, looks like
yeah,
Ryan
appreciate the support.
We can hash all that out and look at it. And,
yeah.
Yep. For sure.
So, all right.
All right, fellas. This was good.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yeah.
Thank you
Chris,
so
thanks
much
for coming
having
on,
me.
man.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. And this has been fun. We got to do it more often. Have you guys on our show and vice versa. So it'll be fun.
There we go.
All right. Well, there's probably no outro music tonight, so we're just going to sign off and tell everybody thanks for checking in. We appreciate your guys' support in the live chat coming in. We had about 50 strong all night. We appreciate you guys and appreciate jumping on and supporting these mowing for the boobies. Don't forget to use the hashtag this week and for the rest of the month. And we will see you guys next week.
Go Hawks.